chapter. So let's begin with our praise to Prabhupada and Lord Krishna. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Shri Radha Vrindavan Chandra ki jai, Shri Shri Nitai Gauranga ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, so today the way I'm going to present will be a little different because this chapter is having a lot of prayers from Arjuna. 2 sets of prayers are there. And the descriptions are more or less, you have to focus on the verse. So it is important that we go through the verse. So I made a presentation of the verses which we are going to discuss today, and also have some relevant pictures of universal form to make us understand what we are discussing. So it is good to see them and then understand the whole context. Okay, so this chapter, 11th chapter we are discussing today is a very interesting one, Vishwarupa Darshana. Lord is going to show the universal form to Arjuna and few other great personalities in higher planetary systems, right? And of course, Sanjaya was able to see because of Vyasadeva's mercy. So, in the previous chapter, 10th chapter, Krishna has explained about his Vibhuti. What is Vibhuti? Vibhuti means opulence. How he is all-pervading in every aspect of this creation. And Krishna said, all the beautiful, all the glorious, and all the mighty creations is his representation in this material world. Anything very mighty like Himalayas, the Meru mountain, or the most beautiful thing in the material world is all representing Krishna, or anything glorious, right? Krishna mentioned many aspects, like he said, the Bhrigu Rishi, who is the best of the rishis, I am that. And among the Skanda, among the generals, general means basically the military generals, I am Skanda, Kartikeya. So like that Krishna was Ashwatha Sarva Vrikshanam. Among the trees, I am the Ashwatha Vriksha, banyan tree, right? Vata Vriksha, which we call. Like that, Krishna was telling the best and the best and the beautiful and the glorious, I am that. So this basically this whole conversation happening between Arjuna and Krishna. So it looks like it is between friends it is happening. So one friend is telling something and another friend is hearing. So Arjuna's whole discussion in this 11th chapter will be, okay, I have heard about your all pervasiveness. You are everywhere. Everything is your only. You are representing everything. But I would like to know, rather I would like to see this glorious manifestation of yours. I want to see practically, because tomorrow the people, somebody would say, I am that, I am this, they will say only. But what they will show? So Krishna was requested by Arjuna to show his universal form. Right? And what is this universal form? This universal form is the entire universe, all the planetary systems, all the devatas, all the living entities, all the various manifestations, all the time aspects of past, present, future, bhuta, vartamana, bhavishya, everything at one time. It's like a big show going on. Krishna is going to show the universal form means it is something which is beyond our imagination. The descriptions will come. We'll read some portion today, more as we move forward in this chapter. So, that is the whole background. So, Krishna only theoretically explained in the last chapter because Arjuna was a pure devotee and he could appreciate that and he could relate with that. But for ordinary people, how they will believe Krishna is actually Supreme Personality. For that, Arjuna requested Krishna, you please show your universal form. So for which Krishna obliged and showed his universal form. And immediately after showing, Arjuna became very afraid. Because it's very, fearful form, not easy. We'll see many descriptions, how fearful it is. So Arjuna requested, I want to see you back in your normal form. So Krishna resumes his normal form. That is the whole chapter. Is the essence of this chapter. And towards the end of this chapter, last verse, Krishna gives a very wonderful instruction, which Prabhupada says, this is the essence of the whole Bhagavad Gita. Krishna is going to speak the essence of Bhagavad Gita in this chapter. Right? We understood the purpose of Bhagavad Gita in 3rd chapter. The essence of Bhagavad Gita in 11th chapter, we'll see. And we also saw the 4 essential verses, also known as Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita in 10th chapter, right? Verses 8 to 11. They are called Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita, right? Like this, there are some important aspects the whole Bhagavad Gita you should know. Let's begin our discussions now. So we will, you please have your book also, but meanwhile I'll keep referring the verse as I read, or it is, we can explain nicely. So all these discussions we are having by the grace of Prabhupada, who so nicely gave us these teachings. This is the verse 1. Arjuna is speaking. Arjuna is speaking nicely. He's telling, Arjuna uvacha, mad anugrahaya paramam, guhyam adhyatma sangnitam, yat tvayoktam vachastena mohoyam vigato mama. Arjuna said, I have heard your instructions on confidential spiritual matters, which you have so kindly delivered unto me, and my illusion is now dispelled. So Arjuna is referring to all the instructions which Krishna has given so far. If you remember, the very first verse of 10th chapter, Krishna directly was speaking. Right? What did Krishna say? I am going to tell you even more confidential subject matters, which will benefit you, Arjuna. So Arjuna is acknowledging that Krishna, whatever confidential spiritual matters you have told me, you gave me, I am extremely benefited by that. And what is the result of that? Mohoyam vigato mama. Means my illusion is now dispelled. Arjuna expressed a similar aspect in the 10th chapter again. I think it is verse number 14. Right? Arjuna mentioned that not 14, this is actually, he says, whatever you say, Krishna, I'm going to accept everything as truth. And Arjuna, in different ways, is expressing his gratitude to Krishna. So in the initial few verses in this 11th chapter beginning, Arjuna is acknowledging Krishna's supremacy. So Arjuna is not taking Krishna as an ordinary human being. Right? He knows Krishna, even though he is my friend, he is Supreme Personality of God. He's playing the part of my friend. Right? So Arjuna is very much enlightened about Krishna's position. And he wanted to now establish Krishna's divinity, Prabhupada says, for everybody. So in this chapter, specifically, he is going to request Krishna to show his universal form. Right? So slowly, before, not that, immediately Arjuna is asking Krishna, please show me your universal form now. No. When you are speaking to great personalities, first of all, you have to create the context, or you have to make the context. You have to first glorify them, have their good relation, and further very nicely submit the whole, your request. We will see that very nicely happening in these initial few verses of this chapter. Arjuna speaking, right? So Arjuna has fully understood Krishna's position thoroughly, and he is also acknowledging here that he is greatly benefited by Krishna's instructions, and he has fully realized about Krishna's supremacy, right? He's fully convinced that Krishna is the cause of all causes, and Krishna is present as Paramatma, which Krishna mentioned in the previous chapter also, as we saw. And especially we also see, Arjuna also knows that Krishna is not simply an incarnation, he is the source of all incarnations, right? He is he is avatari. This is the word used in the scriptures. He is avatari, he is not avatara. Right? There's a difference between avatara and avatar. Avatari means the source of all incarnations. Avatara means other incarnations which come from that source. So Krishna is that personality. So in this first verse, Arjuna is expressing his great jubilation with regard to he being benefited by Krishna's instructions, and also his illusion being dispelled. We'll see similar statement in the 18th chapter. Arjuna says, Nashtu moha smritir labdha. My illusion is over and I've got my memory back. Right. So we'll go to the next verse. Verse number 2 of 11th chapter. Bhavapyau hi bhutanam shutau vistarasho maya tvattah kamalapatraksha mahatmyam api chavyayam. O lotus-eyed one, I have heard from you in detail about the appearance and disappearance of every living entity, as realized through your inexhaustible glories. The specific word used by Arjuna. Arjuna is continuing to glorify Krishna. Kamala Patraksha. In the third line of this verse, you see Kamala Patraksha. Right? So Kamala Patraksha means, Kamala means lotus. Kamala Patra. Aksha means eyes. His eyes like the lotus. Lotus-eyed ones. Krishna's every aspect of the body is glorified as compared to lotus. Lotus is considered to be the most beautiful flower and very soft flower. So Krishna's every part of the body is compared to lotus. Kunti Maharani, while offering praise to Krishna, she prays that Nama Pankaja Nabhaya, Nama Pankaja Maline. Krishna, you are having a navel from which lotus grows, and you are wearing a garland of lotuses. Nava Pankaja Netra, again, Pankaja Netra means your eyes are like lotus. Kamala Patraksha. And your feet is like soft like lotus. Lotus feet we call Pada Padma. So Arjuna is so excited, so jubilant that he is addressing Krishna as lotus-eyed. And he is telling that Krishna, you have told me so many wonderful aspects of the existence, how the living entities are appearing, disappearing, how they are taking different bodies, and all your very wonderful glories so far up to 10 chapters you have explained to me, right? So basically Arjuna is again telling to Krishna or glorifying Krishna that you are the source of everything, Krishna. Aham sarvasya prabhu, you told me, right? And all these aspects Arjuna has very clearly heard from Krishna in the previous chapter very nicely. So Krishna's transcendental situation Arjuna appreciates, right? So Krishna, even though he expands himself and he manifests so many things, his personality, he maintains his spiritual personality in the spiritual world, right? Not like, we are here in a session now, we are not in some other room in our house. We are limited. With Krishna, it is not like that. Krishna simultaneously can be in Goloka Vrindavana. He is simultaneously present in our heart as Paramatma. He is simultaneously present in every aspect of this creation. That is Krishna's all-pervasiveness, right? So this is called Yoga Maishwaram by Krishna himself in 9th chapter. Inconceivable opulence. So Arjuna is admitting that he has thoroughly understood this inconceivable opulence of Krishna, and he is very happy So he's addressing Krishna, that he's glorifying Krishna in that way, with great excitement. Now, next verse number 3, chapter 11. Arjuna's words continuing. Evam etad yathat tattvam atmanam parameshvara drashtumichhami te rupam aishwaram purushottama. So, Arjuna is addressing Krishna as Parameshvara Purushottama. O greatest of all personalities. O supreme form, though I see before me, though I see here before me your actual position, I yet wish to see how you have entered into this cosmic manifestation. I want to see that form of yours. Right. So now Arjuna is gradually submitting his request. So in the previous chapter, based on Arjuna's request, how he is all pervading in every aspect of this material world, you tell me, because I want people to, at least seeing the material things, I want them to remember you. That was his point. Now, Arjuna is requesting Krishna, I wish to see how you have entered, right, into this cosmic manifestation. Means in this whole material world, how you have entered. I want to see that form. Right? So, actually, this universal form, as we will see in the description later, is nothing but the whole universe, which is, in one sense, different ways described in the scriptures. In one of the descriptions in the Bhagavatam, it is mentioned how the different planetary systems, upper planetary systems, middle planetary systems, and lower planetary systems. There are total 14 planetary systems. And Earth and Bhuloka and Bhorloka, there are 2 lokas, they are called middle planetary systems. Above this is called upper planetary systems, Swarga Loka and then up to Brahma Loka. And there are other lower planetary systems like Patala, Atala, Vitala. So these planetary systems are considered to be like different parts of the body of universal form. They're imagined, kalpana. Right? Why this universal form description? Because for a person who is very accustomed to seeing matter or not able to understand the transcendental aspect or the spiritual aspect of God, for them what they see is matter. Prabhupada gives example of aborigines or the Adivasis. So for them to understand about God or realize God, or people who are grossly materialistic, to realize about God, understand God, the fine aspects of God is not easy. So for them, something very big, very, very gigantic mountain or the sun, like that, those descriptions will be able to convince them. So universal form is that imaginary form, actually. Okay, but a specific way it was displayed to Arjuna, which we will see now. So this description, what description we see here in this 11th chapter is one type of universal form. There are many different types and varieties of universal forms described in these scriptures. So we should not get confused. Even when Krishna went to the kingdom of Duryodhana to seek for, 5 villages at least to Pandavas, and that time Duryodhana insulted Krishna. And Krishna, in fact, showed universal form. That universal form is something different. So like this, in different occasions, different types of universal forms, descriptions we get in the scriptures. So here what we see is a specific universal form as shown to Arjuna. Okay, this is one clarification I want to make here. So, with regard to Arjuna, Arjuna is already, Prabhupada says, is inspired by the statements of Krishna. But now, he wants to convince other people that Krishna is not ordinary person. Krishna is Supreme Personality. And by his manifestation of universal form, Arjuna wanted to prove to the entire world about Krishna's supremacy, Krishna's greatness. So, here, we can see Arjuna's way of presenting the his request. That is interesting. That's what I would like. I want your attention to. You go to the verse again. Here, I wish to see how you have entered. Right, the way. Dastum ichhami te rupam. Right. So I want to see that form of yours, Krishna. He's just requesting. Very nicely, he's requesting. So Prabhupada says, this is the way. You have to very humbly submit yourself. Right? So, actually, as Paramatma, Krishna knows. God is sitting in everybody's heart. What is your desire? Krishna knows. Right? Krishna understands Arjuna's desire, special desire. Right? So, Arjuna's desire to see universal form is there. Why? Because Arjuna wanted to glorify Krishna further to everybody that Krishna is Supreme Lord. He wanted to convince everybody. His desire to see universal form was not his. It was to make others understand about Krishna. That was the reason why Arjuna is trying to request like this to Krishna. So, why? Because Arjuna wanted to establish that in the future, many people may claim, or somebody will come and tell, I'm incarnation of God. I'm Krishna. It's like we hear. Some people say, he is incarnation of Kalki. Whatever incarnations, about the incarnations, everything is mentioned in scriptures. What time they are going to appear. Nobody can simply imitate or make a fake show that, oh, I am incarnation. So, imposters, Prabhupada says, false incarnations, to challenge them, Prabhupada said, anybody says, I am God, you tell them to show your universal form. If they can show universal form, then you are God. Otherwise, you are good for nothing. What is one test, Prabhupada? One more test, Prabhupada says, okay, you are God, then why don't you lift Govardhana hill? Right? Krishna, when he was 7 years old, he lifted Govardhana hill. You cannot even lift 15-kilo suitcase. Right? It requires a wheel for you to go up and down. So like this, so many imposters or false incarnations are famous in the present day context. God, God, God. People don't know who is God. So this is the reason why Arjuna is requesting Krishna. I wish to see, he's telling. Now, very interestingly, next verse, you see, Arjuna's request is even more, very, very, very gentle. Very wonderful. Manyase yaditat shakyam maya drashtumiti prabho yogeshwara tato imetvam darshayatmanam avyayam. If you think that I am able to behold your cosmic form, O my Lord, O Master of all mystic power, then kindly show me that universal form. Just see. So nice. So Arjuna is in a very humble manner requesting Krishna that actually Krishna, if you think that I can see, you please bestow. There is no demand from Krishna. This is the way a devotee should culture his consciousness. We don't demand from Krishna. We only pray to Krishna. We only beg to Krishna. If you desire, if you wish, if you will so, you can bestow upon me. But devotees will not have any personal desires. It all left to Krishna's will. Right? So their only desire is to glorify Krishna. Right? And if you think I can behold, please show me your universal form, universal self. Yogeshwaram tato metvam darshayatmanam avyayam. So here, Prabhupada very nicely quotes one statement from scriptures. He says, Krishna's name, form, qualities, atha Sri Krishna namadi, grahyam, because our senses are very blunt. So they cannot understand the transcendental nature of Krishna's name, form, qualities, etc., etc. Right? So it is said in the scriptures that only when you have developed the seva bhava, sevon mukhehi jihvado. Our senses are very blunt and gross. They cannot appreciate the transcendental aspects of Krishna's name, form, qualities, etc. So when our we have developed or cultivated the seva bhava, means attitude of service to Krishna, then Krishna will reveal. It's like now it is evening, right? Early evening. Slowly it will become night. Now sun is set. Whatever way you want to see sun, now you cannot see the sun. You have to wait for the sun. When sun will reveal itself tomorrow, you can see the sun. Likewise, Krishna, when he reveals, only we can see him. So similar request which Arjuna is making here, if you wish, Krishna, you please reveal to me your universal form. That is one of the way a devotee has cultured his consciousness. He never wants to order Krishna. Krishna is not your order carrier. Prabhupada says Krishna is not your servant. He is the Supreme Master. You can only submit your request, your prayers. Right? So, Prabhupada says Arjuna as a devotee does not depend on his speculative strength. He is admitting himself as a very insignificant living entity and acknowledges Krishna's unlimited powers. Right? So, to understand Krishna who is unlimited, limited living entity, what will understand? Not possible. Only when Krishna reveals, Divya Jnana Hriday Prakashito, every day Guru Puja we sing. When Guru reveals that knowledge in our heart, we can understand Krishna. So, spiritual understanding is all revelation. It is not that, oh, I have studied very well, I know everything. No. It's nothing like, I have mastered the thing. No. It is all humility. More you are advancing in spiritual life, more humble you become. Right? Not that in the material world, person who is little, experienced in one field of knowledge, understanding, or he's worked in a specific, department of knowledge, he knows something, pride comes, arrogance comes. Oh, I know this. I know better than you. If that is what is coming when you are reading spiritual or rather going forward in spiritual life, then your spiritual progress is somewhat not proper test for your spiritual life. Right? Humility should be there. Humility means Krishna is unlimited. What? Krishna is, whatever Krishna has revealed, little I will be able to understand. That is the point. Right? So here, specifically Arjuna is using the word, addressing Krishna as Yogeshwara. Yogeshwara means the master of all mystics. So Krishna can show his Balya Rupa to Yashoda Mata, Vishwarupa to Arjuna. Right? Any Rupa he can show. That is Krishna. He is unlimited. Means that is called master of all mystics. He can reveal by his grace in any way, any form he wants. So here, Arjuna Prabhupada says, is pleading, he is praying to Krishna for his mercy. Right? Inconceivable mercy. He is not ordering Krishna. He is only requesting Krishna. Krishna is not obliged. Oh, Krishna, I want to see you. Come. No. That mood is there. Krishna will never reveal. Krishna will never, manifest. It is only by your seva bhava. Sevonmukhe hi jihvadav. Okay. So we'll see similar instances in something similar. Instances in Bhagavatam. There's one sage by name Markandeya Rishi. About him, there's a description in the 12th canto of Bhagavatam, wherein it is mentioned that he wanted to see the illusory energy of Krishna, Maya Shakti of Krishna, right? Illusory form of Krishna. So Krishna immediately manifested illusory form in a way, and that Vatapatra Shai, Krishna lying on a banyan leaf, that form, during the devastation, means when there is a devastation in this world, towards the end of this time period, the whole universe becomes filled with water. And Krishna is lying under a big banyan tree, a small baby form. He is licking his own toes. That is the form of Vatapatra Shai, it is called. So that form he was able to see. And Markandeya Rishi was immediately inundated. Rather, he was in the middle of inundation with full floods. Krishna manifested that. And Markandeya Rishi wanted to see that form. And Lord Shiva once wanted to see the most beautiful feminine feature of Krishna. That form was Mohini Murti. Krishna already is beautiful. He takes up the form of a feminine form. How more beautiful you must be. Right? So, Mohini Murti, when Krishna appeared as Mohini Murti, even Shiva got attracted. He had running behind Mohini. That description is there in the Bhagavad. So like this, there are specific descriptions about how pure devotees, great devotees have requested for specific forms of Krishna's audience, and Lord has manifested those forms. Okay, so now Arjuna's request was what? To benefit the entire humanity, he wanted to see Krishna's universal form so that in the future, people who are posing themselves as incarnations, false incarnations, imposters, they can be challenged and Krishna's supremacy can be established. That was Arjuna's purpose. And the way, very wonderful way, in a very humble way, in a prayerful mood, Arjuna is requesting Krishna, if you wish and you see that I am qualified, you please manifest. That is the way. He is not ordering Krishna, rather he is very humbly requesting. Right? Now, next, Krishna starts speaking. Sri Bhagavanu Vacha. What does Krishna say? Pashyame partha rupani shatasho ata sahasrashaha nana vidhani divyani nana varna kritani cha. Krishna says, the blessed Lord said, my dear Arjuna, O son of Pritha, behold now my opulences, hundreds of thousands of very divine forms, multicolored like the sea. So I want all of you to see this image, this picture, where Krishna is going to show the universal form. See, both of them are sitting in the chariot only, but Arjuna was given a special vision, which Krishna is going to say now. You can see the opulences, hundreds of thousands of very divine forms, multicolored like the sea. Everything what is there in the universe at one place, Arjuna is able to see. Right? This is what universal form is. Right? Hundreds and thousands of very divine forms, 33 crore devatas, all the living entities, all innumerable, you will say next, now we'll see so many wonderful descriptions. To understand completely what is universal form, the whole chapter you have to read in detail. Then you'll understand what is universal form. So here, Krishna is obliging with Arjuna with regard to his request of, he wanted to see universal form. And Krishna is showing and he's telling, see now, universal form, a universal form. And this universal form, as I told you, it is situational, it is temporary. Universe is subject to creation, maintenance, destruction. It's material nature, manifested and manifested. Likewise, this universal form also is not eternal, like in the spiritual world, right? Other forms of Krishna, like various other incarnations, they are eternal. Whereas universal form is part of this material world and it is manifested when required, right? So, devotees are not concerned with universal form so much. But because Arjuna requested for a specific purpose, Krishna is showing that universal form. So Prabhupada says, universal form cannot be seen by ordinary man. Krishna should give special vision. A simple example, there are some 3D movies, right? You must have gone to some theaters. To see that, you have to put a special, spectacles. Likewise. Okay, now, next, Krishna is going to describe what is there in the universal form. Verse number 6. Pashyadityan vasun rudran marutas tatha bahunyadrishta purvani paschascharyani bharata. O best of the Bharatas, see here the different manifestations of Adityas, Rudras, and all the demigods. Behold the many things which no one has ever seen or heard before. Just again go back. Yeah. So you can see Krishna is telling and giving a brief description about different devatas, Adityas. We have heard about them in the 10th chapter. Among Adityas, I am Vishnu, Krishna says. I'm the so like that, Krishna's already has described some of these devatas. Aditya, there are 12 Adityas, there are 8 Vasus, there are 11 Rudras, there are 2 Ashwinis, Ashwini Kumaras, there are 49 Maruts. Maruts are the wind gods, right? Demigods of wind. So you can see all the devatas, 33 crore devatas in this universal form. That is the point which Krishna is telling. And most important point Krishna is telling is Pasyascharyani Bharata Adrishta Purvani. Adrishta Purvani means nobody has earlier seen this or heard about this universal form, this particular universal form. A similar description we see, we get in while Narsimha Deva appearance in Bhagavatam. When Lord Narsimha appeared, he was very angry, fierceful. So all the devatas were very afraid. And they wanted Lakshmi to go and pacify Lord Narsimha. After all, Lord Narayana's form only. But even she was afraid because she has never seen that form earlier. Adrishta Purvani means never heard, never seen. Right? Adrishta, this word, you would have heard, at least in Kannada we use this. Adrishta means it has happened. Like, means not heard, not seen. How it happened, we don't know. Like that, Krishna's, this form is Adrishta Rupani. Right? Like that, this is a very special form which Krishna is manifesting. Here only Krishna is first describing about all the 33 crore devatas are all here in this body, you see. Now next, verse number 7. Ihaikastham jagat krishnam pashyadya sacharacharam mama dehe gudakesha yachanyad dashtumichhasi. Whatever you wish to see can be seen all at once in this body. This universal form can show you all that you now desire, as well as whatever you may desire in the future. Everything is here completely. That is what Krishna is telling, which means Krishna is telling whatever you want to see, past, present, future, everything is here. But Krishna is going to describe later. What happened in the past, what is going to happen now, or what will happen in the future, everything Krishna is going to show. More descriptions we'll see. As Arjuna is going to offer, he is going to see universal form and he is going to offer prayers. Now it is just an introduction now. Right? So it is like sitting in one place and seeing the entire universe. If I tell you, you sit in one place and you see entire India, how it is possible? I cannot even see one city sitting in one place. How can you see entire place? That is what Krishna has bestowed upon Arjuna. Right? Whatever you want to see, you can see everything. Right? This is what Prabhupada says. Even the most advanced scientist cannot see what is going on in other parts of the world, other parts of the universe. So Krishna has given special power to Arjuna to see everything. Just like, in some fiction movies, scientific fiction movies, they have time machine. You can see the past, you can see future. So Krishna's, how this concept came of time machine, past, present, because of, Krishna's universal form. So Arjuna is so fortunate that he is able to see Krishna's universal form like this. Now, next, verse number 8. Natumam shakyase drashtum ananaiva swachakshusha divyam dadamite chakshuhu pashyame yogameshwaram. But you cannot see me with your present eyes. Therefore, I give to you divine eyes by which you can behold my mystic opulence. Right? Now Krishna is clarifying, Arjuna, with your material eyes you cannot see this. I will give you special eyes. Divyani chakshuhu. Divyani dadami chakshuhu. I will give you special eyes, divine eyes, by which you can see this mystic opulence. So, similarly, we have to awaken our spiritual eyes, spiritual senses to experience Krishna. To experience Krishna's form, Krishna's divine qualities. Right now, our spiritual senses are sleeping. We have to awaken them. How do you awaken them? By performance of devotional service as prescribed by Guru and Krishna. Right? So here, to see the universal form of Krishna, Arjuna, Prabhupada says, is told not to change his mind, but to change his vision. Very important. Right? Sometimes we say, oh, we have to do that, we have to do this, change. No change. Just change your way of vision, how to see things. Same food you eat, but you offer to Krishna and eat. You will be the same person. As Prabhupada says, Arjuna was the same warrior before hearing Bhagavad Gita. After hearing also, he remained the same warrior. But before that, he was no man. And after hearing Gita, he became yes man. Means vision. Vision meaning your way of perceiving things, your way of seeing things. From a Krishna conscious perspective, you have to see. Jnana Chakshu. Right? So, here Prabhupada is specifically telling us how, with regard to Krishna's situation of universal form, is something which devotees are not so interested. But here specifically Arjuna's request for this, so Krishna is showing. So Prabhupada explains how devotees are more interested with loving exchange. Right? It's like we see, I'll show you one next image. This is one pastime which all of us know. Is again a description in the Krishna Leela, wherein friends of Krishna once complained to Mother Yashoda that Krishna is eating mud. So Krishna told, no, mother, they are all complaining because morning they had some fight with me. Then she asked Balram, what do you say? Yes, mother, he's eaten mud. So your Yashoda Mata, then okay, Krishna, see, everybody is telling, even your brother is telling, open your mouth, I want to see. So Krishna opened his mouth, and in the mouth he showed a universal form. And this universal form was what? The entire cosmic manifestation, all the different universes. Many varieties of universes. One of the universe, even she is sitting, and she same situation of how she is sitting and seeing Krishna's mouth. All that is seen, and she got a chakkar. What I am seeing, for some moment, she became, what is happening? This Krishna's mouth. Krishna for a few moments, he gave Yashoda Mata a vision of universal feature. Just see. So, but again, Krishna took back that vision from Mother Yashoda, and again, she was relating with Krishna as, oh, my dear child, and she is mother, and Krishna is a very loving child, like that. So basically, devotees are not very much interested to get into the details of opulences, Aishwarya Jnana. They are more concerned or more worried about devotion to Krishna. That's what Bhagavatam describes. Prabhupada says, Vrindavan, devotees are not worried how Krishna is opulent. They don't even know. In one sense, they don't even know Krishna's opulence. They know, but that opulence is actually, in one sense, Yogamaya is one energy of Krishna, internal potency, which makes them in that way. For that moment, it is filtered, so that that understanding of Krishna's opulence will not come as a hindrance in pastime exchange. When Krishna appeared, his 400 form in front of Yashoda, Devaki and Vasudeva in the jail, they were all awestruck. Oh, Lord has appeared. But Krishna later on immediately transformed himself into a small baby. So immediately that mood of opulence and Aishwarya Bhava turned into Vatsalya Bhava. This is what Krishna wants. He likes this. He doesn't want devotee to see him in opulence. Devotees also don't want to see him in opulence. Right? But they know Krishna's position. Because to come to that position as pure devotee of Krishna, playing with Krishna as Gopala or Gopi or father, mother, or different, various other personalities in Braja, Gokula, Vrindavana, is not easy. It takes a lot of millions of lifetimes of austerities, Prabhupada says. So here, one thing what we can see specifically is that Arjuna's relationship with Krishna was of friendship. But specifically, Arjuna requested Krishna, you show me your universal form. So Krishna is manifesting that universal form. Right? So Prabhupada says that again he reiterates that because Arjuna wanted to prove to the people in the future that Krishna's supremacy is so wonderful that he can show universal form also. He is Supreme Lord. Not that only theoretically, philosophically, Krishna is proving himself in Bhagavad Gita by statement that he is God. No. Arjuna's whole concern was, I want to tell people, see, Krishna has showed universal form. This is how universal form was. So basically, here, Prabhupada is trying to tell us that devotees always would like to have a loving exchange of relationship with Krishna. Krishna's, just like during Lasa Leela, Krishna disappeared because gopis were feeling a little proud. So just to give them little understanding that yes, you cannot be proud for my service. So then at one point of time, Krishna appeared not as Krishna but as Narayana. Gopis were all looking very hastily and in anxiety. Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? So they saw Krishna at that time. They four-handed form of Krishna they saw, Narayana they saw. They didn't have that loving devotion to that form. They said offered their obeisance and they went forward. This is how it was. So basically here, Prabhupada wants to tell us that this aspect of pure devotees, loving devotion to Krishna is something different. And this aspect of appreciating opulence is one more level of devotion. Aishwarya Bhava, Madhurya Bhava. Right? There are two different levels of devotion. Yes, you may begin your devotion with awe, veneration, Vaikunta and all, it is only awe, veneration to the Lord. It is important to begin with. But much higher level of devotion is what? The way the Brajavasis, Sakhya Bhava, Madhurya.
Not able to hear. Are you listening?
Prabhuji, I can hear you, but I am not hearing Prabhuji at all.
Yeah.
Why
I was
suddenly?
thinking there's something wrong with my system.
No. Even we cannot hear.
Yeah, no, nobody can hear.
Haribol.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Sorry, I was, there's some internet problem.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
You
Yes.
can hear me. Fine.
Yes.
Yes,
So
Prabhuji.
there's okay. So I was telling that how devotees are more interested with regard to pure devotion rather than Aishwarya Bhava. Okay. Anyway, I'll read further. I'm not able to show the presentation because I'm using the mobile now. So now verse number 9. You can see your book. Sanjaya Uvacha. Evam uktva tato rajan mahayogeshwaro harihi darshayamasa parthaya paramam rupam aishwaram. Sanjaya, who is giving all his description to whom? Dhritarashtra in Hastinapura. He is telling, Sanjaya said, O king, speaking thus, the supreme, the lord of all mystic power, the personality of Godhead, displayed his universal form to Arjuna. Next. Which means Sanjaya is speaking to Dhritarashtra and telling, this way, universal form was displayed by Krishna to Arjuna. Then, next. Aneka Vaktara Aneka Adbhuta Darshanam, Aneka Divyabharanam, Divyanekotyuta Ayudham, Divya Malyambaradharam, Divya Gandhanulepanam, Sarvasharya Mayam Devam, Anantam Vishwato Mukham. The way Sanjaya is seeing the Vishwarupa. Very nice description. Arjuna saw in that universal form unlimited mouths and unlimited eyes. It was all wondrous. The form was decorated with divine, dazzling ornaments and arrayed in many garbs. He was garlanded gloriously, and there were many scents smeared over his body. All was magnificent, all expanding, unlimited. This was seen by Arjuna. Just see, you see, carefully read this verse. Very nicely, Sanjay is describing this form of universal. And it was, and many wonderful dresses were all, he was wearing. And that way, he was garlanded very gloriously. So in that way, this universal form was very wonderful. So Prabhupada says, these two verses indicate that there is no limit to the hands and legs, which means whatever manifestation entities you can see, everything was present there in the universal form. That's what it means. So Krishna has bestowed a special mercy to Arjuna by giving a divine vision to Arjuna. Next, verse number 12. Divi Surya Sahasrasya Bhaved Yugapat Utthita Yadi Bha Sadrishi Sa Syat Bhashas Tasya Mahatmanaha. Arjuna is telling that, Sanjay is telling, if hundreds of thousands of suns rose up at once into the sky, they might resemble the effulgence of the Supreme Person in that universal form. Again, a very wonderful description. Just a comparison. Just one sun rising in the sky itself is, we can't tolerate. So Sanjay is telling, if hundreds and thousands of suns rose up at once, how much effulgent it should be, how much, bright it will be, right? So that, like that, the whole manifestation of universal form was so wonderful that as though thousands and hundreds of suns had risen one time together. That's how it was looking like. Okay. Then next, Tatraikastham, verse number 13. Tatraikastham Jagat Krishnam Pravibhaktam Anekatha Apashyat Deva Devasya Sharire Pandava Sada. So Sanjay is telling, at that time, Arjuna could see in the universal form of the Lord the unlimited expansions of the universe, situated in one place, although divided into many, many thousands. Very wonderful description again. Here specifically, Prabhupada says, actually, Arjuna is sitting on the chariot, Krishna is driving the chariot. That's what it means. That's what Sanjay is telling. Even though they are, both of them are sitting there, but Krishna showed his universal form in the way Sanjay is describing here, right? So Arjuna could see in the body of Krishna many, many thousands of universes. Again, one more description we can see here. Not only one universe, thousands of universes, right? There are, this whole material world means there are so many, unlimited number of universes and innumerable planets, millions and billions of planets, right? Some planets, Prabhupada says, made up of earth, some is made up of some other elements, gold, jewel. There are some oceans made up of sugarcane juice, ocean made up of ghee, ocean made up of liquor, like this. There are descriptions in the Bhagavatam. So all these things he is able to see sitting in one place, sitting on the chariot. Arjuna was able to see all these things. So basically, whatever Krishna is showing Arjuna, only Arjuna could see on the battlefield. Nobody could see what's happening. Nobody were able to figure out what's happening there. That's the point. Okay, fine. So very, very interesting. You should carefully read these verses to get an understanding of what this whole aspect, what this whole description is. Carefully from the words of Arjuna, words of Sanjaya, words of Krishna. Carefully, if you read, you get a sense of what is being spoken here. Now, today's last verse 14. Tatassa vismaya vishto rishta roma dhananjayaha pranamya shirasa devam kritanjalir abhashata. Then, bewildered and astonished, his hair standing on end, Arjuna began to pray with folded hands, offering obeisances to the Supreme Lord. Okay. So now, Arjuna, immediately after seeing this universal form like this, wherein it's looking like thousands of suns at one time arisen, and thousands of unlimited mouths, unlimited eyes, unlimited faces, unlimited garlands. Everything is unlimited, right? He got sort of a bewilderment. Here, very nicely, Prabhupada explains. Now, the relationship with Krishna and Arjuna was what? Earlier, friendship, Sakhya Rasa. Right? This relationship immediately changed. So what happened? Immediately, the relationship changed to what is known as wonder or adbhuta, astonishment. Right? So what happened is that Arjuna, even though he requested Krishna to show his universal form, and he wanted basically to benefit everybody by seeing the universal form, so that people will know that Krishna is Supreme Lord. But here, with regard to Arjuna, the transformation, what happened is he's moved with regard to Krishna, because earlier he was saying Krishna is like my friend, and he's one of my close associate. He's like me. That was the mood with Arjuna was speaking. But suddenly now the whole mood changed to wonder. So the scriptures say that Krishna can relate with all of us in any one of the 12 relationships, or is it known as rasas. Rasa means a type of relationship which we can have. Arjuna's relationship with Krishna was of friendship, Sakhya Rasa. There are 5 primary rasas: Shanta, Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya. Shanta means neutrality, rasa. Then Dasya means master-servant relationship. Friendship, that is Sakhya. Then there is a relationship of parents and child, like Yashoda, Nanda, and Krishna. And the Madhurya Rasa, the relationship of husband, wife, or lovers, that is called Madhurya Rasa. Apart from that, there are 7 secondary rasas. Description is given in the scriptures. So there are 7. One of them is called Hasya Rasa, laughter. Then there is the rasa of Virya Rasa. Virya means very brave and chivalrous. Just like Bhishma, Bhishma Dev, Bhishma Pitamaha. He was related with Krishna in the Virya Rasa. He was in the mood of fighting. And that gave joy to Krishna. And the mood of Daya, Karuna. We see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in that rasa of Karuna always. Nityananda Prabhu, right? Then the rasa of Krodha, anger. We see Narsimha very angry, right? Then there's a rasa known as fear, Bhaya. One more rasa is known as ghastliness. The seventh called or astonishment. So here, what Arjuna's relationship with Krishna changed from friendship to wonder. In wonder, what happens? You become too much in a shock, and you are started, glorifying Krishna. We'll see one set of going to offer from verse 15 next up to 31st. Next session we'll see how Arjuna is offering, and he's seeing so many aspects of So basically, Krishna is known as Akhila Rasamrita Murti. He is the reservoir of all different relationships or rasas. The ocean. He can relate with any living way they want. That's how. Right? As Krishna said in the previous verse, for people who don't accept him as God, he will come as Mrityu, which is very fearful of death. Everybody is afraid, right? That's how Krishna will appear as. The way you want, Krishna is ready to relate with us. That's why he's known as Akhila Rasamrita Murti. So Prabhupada mentions about this in the purport, and he says, this is how the transformation of rasa from Sakhya, it became wonder. Then we'll see later on, even the fear aspect comes, Bhaya also comes. Later on, we'll see that in the chapter. So like this, the very of devotional understanding is being nicely explained in its various aspects in this chapter. So in this, so far in this beginning 14 verses, we have understood Arjuna's very humble approach, requesting Krishna to show his universal form, not for his benefit, not for his purpose, rather for the purpose of for the benefit of the future generation, so that they will not mistake for the ordinary people somebody who is posing themselves as incarnation, so that Krishna's universal form becomes a very standard example. Right? And Krishna showed his universal form, and he started telling, see Arjuna, how there are so many multifarious forms in thousands and thousands of other, so many features in this wonderful form of universal feature, what you're seeing. All the 33 crore devatas are here. Sitting in one place, you're able to see all this because I have given you divine eyes. And Krishna, after seeing this, Sanjaya started speaking. Sanjaya started seeing his experience, because he's graced by Vyasadeva to show the universal, rather to see whatever is happening on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. He's graced by his guru to give a live telecast of what's going on. That way he also could see the universal form. Right? Further, Arjuna's mood of, rather his relationship changed to wonder. Right? And how Arjuna will, because Arjuna is already hands and ready to offer prayers. He's offering his obeisances. That's why it is mentioned here. Pranamya Shirasa Devam Kritanjali Rabhashata. Right? He's bowing his head fully, and then he's fully flat. He's offering prayers to Krishna. That's what has happened now. Okay. So fine. So this is the description, and I will conclude today with this understanding. If anybody has anything to ask, discuss, we can take a few questions. Any questions, any doubts?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, thank you so much for this particular session, because you have shown us, you have taken the trouble to show us not only this universal form that we read in chapter 11, but the other forms, so many other forms that the Lord has shown at different times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can,
Sage Markandeya, and
to
Mother Yashoda herself, and so many Duryodhana and
Chaitanya
others.
Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed his universal form, Vishwarupa. Let's see. So Lord, when he comes, he can display universal forms. That's how Lord is. So that is one important, say, distinctive feature with regard to Krishna. When he comes, he can show his universal form in different ways. Whereas ordinary people saying, I'm God, you show no, first of all, your universal form. Then I'll accept you as God. Prabhupada was challenging this. That was the main thing why Arjuna wanted Krishna to show universal form. So there is an example. Vishwarupa is there, right? Like that. Okay, so this universal form is a very interesting topic. We'll see next. Very nice, wonderful prayers of Arjuna. Prabhupada says the prayers offered by Arjuna we should memorize because it is actually glorifying Narayana form. Very beautiful Narayana form. And the various wonderful cosmic energies, how it's all working, Arjuna describes. Okay, it's fine. Thank you so much. We will meet again. And there was some technical glitch. Anyway, we managed. Thank you, Daniel ji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.